you take your time. There's something about the love of things you like. Fire when the strobe hits. Bet you're looking for something new. I feel the heat with you staring up across the room.
Hello students, how you all are at your home? I hope that you all are doing great and doing very fine with your studies also. Okay, so you all are welcome to Vidya Balbhavan School in English Zone, class 10th by Miss Purnima Bhardwaj. Okay, the book is First Flight and the chapter number is 6, The 100 Dresses Part 2. Okay, we are on this in the continuation of the chapter. Let us have instructions first. You have to upload your homework on the portal. If you have any doubts, you just have to mail them on vbbseniors@gmail.com. Take a pencil with you to underline the difficult words and write the meanings as well as on the spot. Write down all the words with their meanings in Fair Notebook. Do all the uploaded work in Fair Notebook. Enhance your language by reading the books, conversating at the home, listening English songs or watching English cartoon movies. You can enhance your language. Okay, so now let's move on towards the next slide. This is objectives of this video. What we are gonna have in this video is reading of the chapter, explanation of the chapter. In this video we will finish this chapter. We will have the summary then and the recapitulation as well. Okay, now let's move on towards the chapter. There was no doubt about it. The Petranskis were gone. How could they ever make amends? Make amends means to show that one is sorry by doing something. Okay, what they are saying that how could they ever make amends? How could they show that one is sorry about doing something? They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. Well, anyway, said Peggy. She's gone now. So what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. She might not have even won the contest otherwise. Okay, what Peggy said? Well, anyway, she's gone now. So, what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about all the dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. She might not even have won the contest otherwise. Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head. For if there was anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. But that night she could not get to sleep. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and a little house she had lived in. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last, Maddie sat up in bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. This was the hardest thing she had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone because they are funny looking or because they had strange names, she would speak up, even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. She had no way of making things right with Wanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. Picking on someone over here means treating someone unkindly, unfairly, criticizing them. Okay, to behave very negatively with someone, we can say. These are the oral comprehension check, students. You have to do it on your own. Okay. Now let's have the next page. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter writing about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she killed her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of X's for love. They mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope. So over here we can see that Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. Okay, they were writing letter to Wanda. Okay, and it was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Wanda that she had won. They told her how pretty her drawings were. They told her they appreciated her drawings, okay, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They were asking about her living, the teacher, the school and all. They had meant to say that they were sorry, but ended up with their just writing a friendly letter. Okay, they were about to say sorry, but they ended up writing a friendly letter. Okay, the kind they would have written to any good friend. Okay, they have just signed it and expressed love in the letter. They mailed the letter to the Boggins Heights, okay, nearby her, writing please forward on the envelope. Let's move on. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Wanda, she received it. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry she was not going to answer. You could not blame her. So, what was the thing going on over here? Wanda did not answer the letter. Okay, perhaps she was hurt and angry. She was not going to answer. You could not blame her. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night, making speechless about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease with her with how many dresses you have got. And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. Okay, what's going on? Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer. Peggy had begun to forget the whole of the business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night, making speeches about Wanda. Okay, he was making speeches about Wanda, that what would he say to people. Okay, defending things, defending her from great crowds of girls who are trying to tease her with how many dresses you have got. And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, here means in her angerness or in a very embarrassing way, the way she did her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out. Maddie screams out like, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed, the way she used to feel. Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. Okay, what is going on over here? This is the Christmas time and there was a snow on the ground. Christmas bells and small trees decorated the classrooms. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. You remember Wanda Petronsky? The gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me, and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. Now the teacher says that Vanda had written me the letter, okay, and she is very happy where she lives and all. Okay, the class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently. Intently means very carefully or interestingly. Let's see what she has written. Dear Miss Masson, how are you? And room 13. Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I'd like that girl, Peggy, to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming, and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school, and my new school teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Vanda Petronsky. Okay, what she have written was very nice. That she has written that the girls can take all those 100 dresses because in her new house she was having lots of dresses, means new ones, 100 new ones in her closet. Okay, so let's see what's the next paragraph is saying. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked. And in the window, candy peppermint sticks and cornucopias means decorative containers usually full of flowers and fruits of shiny transparent paper were strung. The air smelled like Christmas, and light shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. Boy, said Peggy, this shows really likes us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything is all right, and that's that. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight-lipped Polish girl again, and she couldn't ever really make things right between them. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in a pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Vanda had been nice to her anyway. Tears blurred her eyes and she gazed for a long time at the picture. Then hastily, she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing, but it looked like her. Maddie, it really looked like her own mouth. Why, it really looked like her own self. Vanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Asked Peggy. As they clattered up to her room, where Vanda's drawing was laying face down on the bed, Maddie carefully raised it. Look, she drew you. That's you, she exclaimed. And the head of the face of this picture did look like Peggy. What did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie. And she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Vanda standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over at the group of laughing girls after she had walked off After she had said sure, 100 of them all lined up. Okay, now they got that what the thing was. Okay, at the last, the ending was happy. Okay, not sad. They got the things that why she did that. Okay, why everything happened. Okay, so this oral comprehension check is your homework, students, and now we will have the summary and then we will have the question and answers of the chapter. So Mrs. Mason makes the classroom fully attentive before reading out the letter of Vanda's father informing her about her absence. The Petronsky family decided to settle in a big city to avoid the humiliation of Vanda at the school. Everybody got shocked after listening the letter of Mr. Petronsky. Every student felt sorry for Vanda. Maddie was very upset and couldn't concentrate on her studies. Mary felt herself cowed as she never stopped begging Peggy from making fun of Vanda. Maddie and Peggy went to find Vanda at her house at Boggins Heights. They could not meet her as she had already left the place with her family. Peggy tried to defend her behavior, but Maddie was not happy for all that. Peggy and Maddie wrote a letter to Vanda telling her she had won the contest. Vanda did not reply for a long time. Vanda wrote a letter to Mrs. Mason to give her drawings to the girls as she had new ones at her home. She missed her old school and her teacher. She wanted to gift special drawing to Peggy and Maddie, a green dress and a blue one respectively. Maddie found her own face in the drawing she got from Mrs. Mason sketched by Vanda. She rushed to Peggy's house to tell that. Peggy and Maddie both found Peggy's face in the green dress gifted to Peggy. Maddie cried for her behavior and promised herself not to be a silent spectator anymore, whether she was a loser, her close friend. Peggy consoled her by saying that Vanda liked them. Maddie agreed and blinded away the tears that come every time she thought of Vanda Petronsky. So this was the summary, students, and now we will move towards the question and answers. So take your blue gel pen with your black gel pen, okay, and write down the question. Question number 1: why do you think Vanda's family moved to a different city? Do you think life there was going to be different for their family? Write down the answer. Vanda's family moved to different city because her father felt hurt when the children teased Vanda. Full stop. He had an opinion that bigger cities have cosmopolitan population and they are attuned to seeing people from different cultures and races and have a better sense of cultural sensibilities. Full stop. He hoped to have a better life in big city. Now write down the question number 2, students. Maddie thought her silence was as bad as Peggy's teasing. Was she right? Answer: yes. Maddie was right when she thought that her silence was as bad as Peggy's teasing because her silence encouraged Peggy to tease her more. Full stop. A person who partners the offense is equally responsible for the wrongdoing. Maddie was too afraid to saying anything because she did not want to lose Peggy's friendship. Full stop. Also, she was poor herself, so she feared that everybody would make fun of her too. Question number 3, students. Peggy says, I never thought she had the sense to know we were making fun of her. Anyway, I thought she was too dumb. And Guy, look how she can draw. What led Peggy to believe that Vanda was dumb? Did she change her opinion later? Answer. Peggy believed that Wanda was dumb as she could not understand why Wanda said she had 100 dresses, even when everybody knew that she was poor. Wanda's unusual behavior led Peggy to believe that Wanda was dumb. Wanda never reacted to all the pranks and misbehavior which she had to suffer every day. Full stop. She knew everybody was laughing at her. Full stop. Even then, she kept giving the same answer. Peggy changed her opinion later when she saw the 100 dresses Wanda had talked about. She saw the drawings and was highly impressed by their beauty. She realized that Wanda was a very good artist. Now, write down the question number 4. What important decision did Maddie make? Why did she have to think hard to do so? Answer. The important decision that Maddie made was that she would never stand by and be a mute spectator of racial discrimination. Earlier, she was torn between her loyalty to Peggy and her sense of right and wrong. But now, she had mustered the courage of fight for injustice, even if she loses her dear friend Peggy. She knew she could not make things right with Wanda. However, she had decided that in future she would never make anybody else unhappy again. She was disappointed that she could not find Wanda at her home. She could not sleep at night. She thought about Wanda, her faded blue dress, and the little house she lived in. She also thought about the 100 glowing pictures which were all lined up in the classroom. She was feeling guilty of not having said anything when everybody else was teasing Wanda. It was her guilt that made her think very hard and arrive at the important decision. Now write down the question number 5. Why do you think Wanda gave Maddie and Peggy the drawings of the dresses? Why are they surprised? Answer. Maddie and Peggy wrote a friendly letter to Wanda, but she did not reply for a long time. Wanda requested Mrs. Mason to give her two of a drawing to Maddie and Peggy. Perhaps this way she wanted to show both of them that she has forgiven and forgotten their behavior. They both were surprised because they always made fun of her dresses and insulted her, but she had gifted them with those beautiful designs. Now write down the question number 6. What, do you think Wanda really thought the girls were teasing her? Why or why not? Yes, Wanda knew that the girls were teasing her. She appears to be smart enough to understand her surroundings well. She knew that the children intended to make fun of her poverty and laughed at her. Though she seems mentally conditioned, but this could have been the reason of her exaggerating everything whenever she answered their questions. These were the question and answers, students. Okay, and now I am telling you the thinking about the language. This you have to do in the book only. Okay. Here are 30 adjectives describing human qualities. Describe them with your partner and put them in the 2-word verbs according to whether you think they show positive or negative qualities. Okay, from this you have to take out the positive and the negative qualities, students. Okay, just note down the positive ones first. Wait, positive ones. So write down creative in the positive ones, kind, courteous, placid, zealous, intrepid, insensitive, compassionate, cheerful, contented, friendly, fashionable, generous, talented, determined. These are the positive qualities of a human. And these are the negative. Write down miserable, complacent, sarcastic, arrogant, insipid, timid, cruel, haughty, proud, introverted, stolid, thoughtless, vain, unforgiving, lonely. Okay, these were the, and now rest you have to do on your own, students. Okay, these were the question answers and thinking about language. This I will mail you on the portal. Okay, so here is the recapitulation, students. We have done the reading of the chapter and explanation. We are finished with this chapter today. Okay, we have done summary and the recapitulation now. Okay, and I will discuss the rest of the questions, okay, left in the live class of tomorrow. Okay, till then, thank you so much and take care of yourself.